Welcome back, folks. In the studio, we've got our good friend Daulton O'Neill from Greenlight Events, and he wants to share with us about the recent Alternative Products Expo that occurred in Dallas, along with the upcoming Texas Cannabis Roundup on August the 17th. Daulton, welcome back into the studio. People all know who you are, man.
I'm happy to be here. This is my favorite spot in the studio.
Yeah, so tell us about your 3-day event that you did with Alt Pro.
Well, it was fun. You were pretty helpful helping execute it. I'm kind of glad it's over, to be honest, because it was 5 straight days. It wasn't just the 3 days. It was the day before and the plane, but it was a lot of fun. We love the folks from Alternative Product Expo. Really glad they came to Dallas. We had a great time in the Weed and Whiskey Lounge. We knocked out like 35 interviews, had a lot of really great people in there. The show floor is bustling and moving around, but when you came to the Weed and Whiskey Lounge, it's a great place to close deals, talk to people, and you can actually hear each other in a good way.
Sure. Yeah, as Daulton mentioned, between Kim, the hemp housewife, and myself, 35, maybe even 40 interviews. We're having to go through these now and make sure everything was good on those. We've got a little thing on the episode that is dropping last week that shows a little teaser for that. So we'll be excited to share a whole episode with you about the Alternative Products Expo that occurred in Dallas because, Daulton, this was their first Dallas show, I believe.
This was their first Dallas show. Yeah. They rebranded from the USA CBD Expo to the Alternative Products Expo, which I thought was really smart, because they can do the marketing, they can cast a bigger net. The CBD is just an ingredient now. It's a whole industry starting out, so it was great. And our interviews, J-Man, these weren't just people off the street. These were high-status executives.
Sure.
These were buyers. These were people with new brands. We did that guy from Colombia with the coffee.
Yeah.
We did that distributor over there on Harry
Well, speaking of Colombia, they just came off of a show in Colombia, and then they've got one coming up in Vegas in September.
Right.
Miami in March. They'll be coming back to Dallas. They're already selling booths for this. And they're, I think, talking with Daulton and his team at Greenlight Events about how he might be able to do some other activations or engagements. Weed and Whiskey thanks you, Daulton, and Greenlight's Events for setting that up for us because you worked my butt off, friend. Okay. Man, I mean, it was just a constant. I was supposed to be over helping the Buckabuzz people talk about their Buckabuzz stuff. But man, every time I turn around, all right, here's another one, J-Man. Here's another one, J-Man. I said, how do professional interviewers do this? I mean, well, I did it. That's how you do it. You just get up there and you say, howdy, folks. How y'all doing? Tell us about your story. Made it easy for us.
The last day I said, J-Man, do you have the stamina for this? I said, are you sure? Because we can shut these people down. But it was helpful, too, because Cesar and Clay from Alt Pro Expo were helping bring in high-status people, too. Good interviews. Finding the people was a little tough because if you say just, hey, who wants to be interviewed, you get a long line of people, which I'm sure most of them are qualified. But it was cool to have the top sponsors at Alt Pro Expo in the lounge. It was fun. It was a great setup, great pictures, more content to come. And we're looking to do stuff with Alt Pro Expo, farther out in the future, especially their Dallas stuff.
Now, don't be modest. Now, Greenlights did some things for them to help draw the crowd to come in. Yeah. They had a sold-out show. In fact, we had some sponsors or some people with product in the Weed and Whiskey Lounge because of the overflow. Our good friend Jake from Drops of Life and CBD Pros, John Fisher and his team were in there with us, along with Buckabuzz.
And then Matt Buchanan from Buchanan Labs.
Yeah. So, but 300 plus vendors at this, thousands and thousands of people came through. So it was a big success. I saw they were all smiling at you. So let's hope that they continue to give Greenlight some opportunities.
I hope so. And it's local people work. I mean, when it's a national show, you come to Dallas, it's really smart to work with local people. We know, things we can get done in a day, it takes people. If you got to fly from somewhere to get here to ask a question or.
Yeah, I saw Daulton was in my office. He says, hey, J-Man, I got to go. I got to help Cesar find a forklift because the truck that showed up with the stuff, one of those deals, the truck's up here, the dock, So it was being an event guy, man, you got to wear a bunch of different hats, don't you?
Just make a couple of calls, not scared to climb. But it was fun. I liked the show. I'm glad they're coming back to Dallas. It's great for us because we don't have to go as far. And it's cool to have, most of the industry come to us here in town.
Sure. Well, thanks again, Alt Pro Expo, for coming to Dallas and bringing all of your vendors to have the stores and the people in the industry here in the Dallas, Austin, even from Houston. People came up from our good friends from Howdy came up.
And the after party 1 block away from the Weed and Whiskey Studio.
Oh, yeah. We were able to get a few people to come over to the Space Cave. And, as normally happens, that was probably the highlight of many people's things. Notice I said hi. That's H-I-G-H in altitude. But enough about Alt Pro right now. Daulton, you're a big event of the year coming up, the Texas Cannabis Roundup.
Yep,
August the 17th.
August 17th.
Talk to us about it. Tell us what's going on right now.
The Texas Cannabis Roundup, second annual, August 17th, Longhorn Ice House. The venue's pumped. Our sponsors are pumped. Everything's coming together. We've sold like 57 tickets when I checked this morning so far. And usually people try to be slackers and buy it the day of. So we're going to have to we got to get the right food and everything. So I'm going to try to I hope people don't do that. I hope you buy your ticket now. And you can even get refunds. The event ticketing software used, if you decide you can't go 7 days out, you can get a refund. So there's really no reason for you to go on and buy a ticket, support the event, come network with all of the top Texas cannabis executives. If you're missing a piece in your supply chain, if you're looking for a buyer, if you're looking for a co-packager, these are the relationships that are here. You could spend a year on LinkedIn or the internet looking for these people, trying to get references. It's much easier. Straight talker, plain shooter here. You just go meet them in person here and go talk. We have a couple really great sponsors signed up. We got Indo Wellness from Rowlett and Power Bio Farms. Those are our two big sponsors right now. A lot more you can check out on the website. We have testing labs. I mean, we've really got everything. And we've got some really clean products, some really compliant products. We've got Richard Chang and Chelsea Spencer giving us legal experts. We've got Dr. Rozier and Wendy Askew, Dr. Askew giving us medical opinions. We've got a lot of really fun speakers, education. It's just going to be a great time. And the venue's happy to have us. Again, we're in this weird time in Texas prohibition history when some venues want you, some don't. And usually the venues that want you aren't the venues you want to be at. Well, this venue we want to be at and they want us, so it's a win-win. So we're real excited about it. It's just the goal has always been to bring folks together to help build the industry, and sunlight's the best disinfectant. So, I don't want you getting ripped off by, spending a bunch more per kiloliter on CBD from another state when somebody in your local state, in your local market selling it. And you got to meet these people. People are so busy running their business, they don't have time to go do the networking and to try to find their folks or different business people. So I appreciate Weed and Whiskey being, the top media partner and sponsor. You've done a great job, and the network's done a great job elevating our attendees' experience for the event and the quality of it. And we're pumped. Come to the Roundup.
Yeah, folks, if you've not been to the Roundup last year, this is the second time that you've done this, and we're looking for double the crowd that we had from before. There'll be food, there'll be drinks. So plan it for an evening of entertainment. We've got a room at the Texan Motor Court Hotel, whatever you call it. It's a really unique hotel that's just down the street. We were hoping that we were going to have a unique musical guest, and the schedules didn't line up. So we're still working on maybe bringing you somebody to entertain us for some music. Well, they're going to let that stay as a surprise right now. Next week when we film, we're going to have these sponsors and a bunch of other people involved. Kim, the Hemp Housewife, will be part of this. Robert Head from Hemp for Victory. There'll be veterans there. It'll be a blend of people that are in our space. Now, Daulton, that's the thing everybody loves about Daulton O'Neill over here. He's telling you, here's how you get a refund for the tickets you ain't even bought yet. That's a stand-up guy that does that. But folks, OJ Man here, I'm a plain talker and a straight shooter, and I'm a stand-up guy. Let's support this event. If you're somebody that thinks that cannabis in Texas should be legal, okay, buy one of these tickets even if you know you can't come, because everything helps everything. We're making a contribution, I think, to Austin Z's thing.
Texas Cannabis Collective.
Okay, the Texas Cannabis Collective gets part of the proceeds from this, folks. So we don't know how much, because we don't know how many of y'all going to buy a ticket and not show. So we'd like for thousands of people to buy a ticket, but a venue is going to let us have about maybe 350 people if we're going to max us out. That's why we're having to do tickets, because we couldn't take a chance on so many people just showing up. We saw that with the Alt Pro. You could get in for free with W&W as a code, and they had quite a few people before the event. There's, we had some people use your code, but day of the event, people are coming in. They're thinking they're going to get $20 out of these people. And all these people, they're saying, oh, I got this code, W&W. I got this code. When Daulton and I were standing out there by the door saying, use the code for a free ticket. Use the code for a free ticket.
Yeah, help us out over here.
Help us help you get a free ticket to get into the place. But it was well worth the $20 or getting in for free. The last day there, they were giving samples away and letting the general public really get engaged with doing this. So it was not just a B2B, it was a B2C. And it was a great time.
I think Simeon came home with a big bag of stuff.
So did Christine. I mean, a huge bag of stuff, just everything you could think of. Which brings me to, folks, it's great to go to those things and do those things. And we hope that everyone that was an exhibitor at the show was a good actor and a stand-up person, but we, 300 people there. We didn't even know all of them. We didn't even get to talk to all those people. Okay, so make sure and look at that packaging. Look at that certificate of analysis. Make sure that what you're getting is a good product. It's got the right ingredients in it, and it's been put together by the right people. There's a big push of the made in Texas. Made in Texas allows people to have that logo that are doing the hemp-based products, and that's a huge
Go
thing.
Texan, right?
Go Texan. I'm sorry, folks. Go Texan, not made in Texas, but go Texan. It got the word Texas in there somewhere. We're proud to be Americans, but we're also Texans, so that gives us an edge. And this is the Texas Cannabis Roundup. All right, Daulton, so how do people find out more about this? Look at your camera and tell them what do they do?
TexasCannabisRoundup.com, Texas Cannabis Roundup on Instagram. Our event ticketing software partner is called Event Heist. You can find it on there as well. Go buy a ticket, go support, and all the information's on there. We'll announce all the sponsors next week on the show. It's going to be a great time. Please support our event. Come support the community. Come support in line with the Texas Cannabis Collective. They do some direct decriminalization movements. They just got done doing an event in College Station. So again, your dollars do matter. J-Man's right. Your dollars do matter, going to impact these things, building Texas cannabis business and helping Texas cannabis policy. So see you at the Roundup. If not, tune in online.
Yeah, check it out. Don't miss it. October the 7th. Look at that. Not October. That's when J-Man's going to Hollywood. Okay, August the 17th. What time does it start, Daulton? 5 o'clock?
Like 5:15.
5:15 goes to about 10 o'clock, and then there'll be a little after party for people that want to stay and hang out in the venue.
The bar closes at 2 for you crazy animals.
There you go. There you go. Okay, don't miss it. Texas Cannabis Roundup, 2nd edition.
Oh, yeah.